Okay, second time in Holland during your tour.
That's right.
Nice weather this time.
Beautiful.
How do you keep the action in it, like the spirit?
I think, it's such a privilege to be able to play these big places. There are not many of us musicians left that actually have the privilege of this level of success. So I think that we respect that very much. I think it's very, very important to us, very dear to our hearts. I mean, every day before I go on stage, I pinch myself and make sure I'm there.
Is it true? Is it
and then I go, thank God, thank you very much, and let's go to work and have a good time.
And you also know in which country you are when you're on stage, or is that...
Oh, yeah, definitely. No. We're more aware now than we've ever been. I think that when we were a young rock and roll band, we definitely lived the American dream, the life. We don't remember too much of it actually. So that we decided about 5 or 6 years ago, that we really want to be conscious and be a part of the whole process, not just be a part of the.
So you can tell your grandchildren.
Yeah, just so you have the great memories of all the, because when 80,000 people or whatever it is are pouring, giving you their hearts.
I can imagine
it's a very great feeling. It's a great feeling. So we want to remember this.
You remember your earlier songs, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. So I can ask my question.
Sure.
How do you look on them now? Because you wrote them a while ago. How is your perspective to them?
Not too fond. I'm not really too fond of the older material. The first two albums, actually, when I in retrospect, when I listen to them, I think they're good in a way, but they're just so far from what we've become, as musicians. It's hard to listen to. It's almost like looking at your awkward teenage pictures, you know what I mean? That's what it's kind of like. It's like a scrapbook, and all those songs are like our teenage pictures, our growing up. We grew up in public, unfortunately, and sometimes it's a little embarrassing when you look at a video or something like that, and I look at the clothes or something that I was wearing, and the way I looked. I know, but you just go to yourself, what was I thinking?
Why?
Why did I do anything like that? It's horrible, man,
So if you look at your older songs and you look at your songs now, what would you do in the future? Like, if you make 3 steps.
I'm preparing a new solo album right now, and it's going very. I'm in the writing process, and it's going rather well. I think what happens is that as you grow up a little bit and you see more of the world or whatever, we have a very lucky education going all over the world. Different things come into you. When we first started to write songs, it was basically about a few things: music, women, broken hearts, and life on the road. That's basically because that's all we knew, and that's what we wrote about. Now, as you get older, you have different views on sociology and people, and you reach out sometimes for people, and also we write sometimes in the third person. So it's a it's a different process. Yeah, like a song called "Hey God" that's actually out right now. Mm-hmm. It's really about. It's not about us. It's about an observation we made about people having a hard time in the world today, like homeless people and this, that, and the other thing. It's not like they're bad people.
No.
But they just got a raw deal, So we write about those kind of things too. So.
Are you really aware of that? Because
absolutely.
If I look at you now, like you're Bon Jovi and you're so big, aren't you up in your own world that?
So big.
Yes, we think you're big.
On my way, I'm making it big time. No, it's good.
No, but are you still in touch, do you think, with everything that is going on?
You know what it is? It's you still got to be in touch with the world. We're not idiots.
No, that's what I meant.
I know that. I know you.
But
no, we have to. I mean, we're very involved with people charities. We really don't make it that known that much and stuff like that. But with the Red Cross, see what happens is when you're on the road. Also, we were on tour in America a few years back, and a big flood came through the Midwest. So we had 20 shows, and we decided to give half the money to each show with the Red Cross, of course, to the people and the flood victims, because we saw it firsthand. We were there. We talked to all these people who lost their homes and their lives. So I mean, yeah, we're pretty in touch with it. Yeah.
So you're a good guy as well.
I think so. I hope so. I mean, we try to be. So, some good guys got to make it, right? Might as well be us.
And I got one big question for you. You go solo, and then you have Bon Jovi. Mm-hmm. Isn't it sometimes hard to not get those two mixed up?
No, it's very, very different energies. I think when you're working with a band, because you're working with 4 other guys that you respect, and everybody has to have their say. But when you're doing a solo artist, you're painting. I like to call songs pictures in my head. I paint sound pictures, right? So if I'm doing it by myself, it's going to end up very, very my vision of it. And then if you're working with other people, you have to involve their visions out of respect. So it's a very different energy. I'm lucky enough to be able to do both. So it's a wonderful thing.
Okay, that's good. And do you have any inspiration on the tour as well? Like, does it get a lot of inspiration? You just told me about the floods.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been writing on the road. I mean, it's not too often that I have the time to actually sit down and think about, ponder. But occasionally I'll write some music, and I actually just finished a song last week. So I must have been inspired. Yeah.
do you already have an idea of when it's going to happen, or is it still?
No, I'd like it to happen early next year. So I'm hoping that you can't rush the creative process, but.
You're a real creator. Okay, I want to thank you very much for this. And later on, we're going to do something with John and a big guitar, and you'll see it later. Thank you very much.
This is the Music Factory.